Hi, this is Christy Sassmen from On the Page Author Services. Today I'm going to do a live read of Kaci Rose's book, The Cowboy and His Vegas Wedding. It's from the Rock Springs series, Texas Book 8. This is Chapter 1, and this is Royce. How can my head hurt so much? And I haven't even opened my eyes yet today. It feels like a rock band's been practicing all night and has no plans of stopping. What did I do last night to cause this? I groan and open my eyes slowly. I'm not in my bed. It takes a minute before I realize I'm in a hotel room in Vegas, where my sister Maggie and her fiancé Nick, joint bachelor, and bachelorette parties. I shut my eyes again and turn my back to the window, and that's when I feel the sheet on me and I realize I'm naked. I never sleep naked. What the hell happened last night? I remember last night we went to a circus show that Maggie has been going on for days. What I remember was good. Then again, I had a trained tiger to any show and it'll catch most guys' attention. Everyone was there and having fun. My parents, Maggie, Nick, Nick's parents, Ella and Jason, Jason's family, including his parents, Blaze and Riley, Sage and Colt, Megan and Hunter, and Mac and Sarah. As promised, Anna Mae's grandma, Miss Willow, was there, and got Anna Mae to come too. Baby Lily, Blaze and Riley's daughter, is staying with Lily and Mike in Rock Springs for the weekend. I remember Sage and Colt ordered a drink called a fishbowl. It was blue and had swimming gummy fishes in it. It was more than enough for 2 people, and Mrs. Willow ordered one for Anna Mae and me. She kept encouraging us to drink. I convinced Anna Mae to drink it with me. Didn't taste any alcohol in it, but it had to have some, with the way my head feels. How many did we drink? 3? 4? More? I don't know. What happened after the show? I have small flashes of our group walking down the strip, back to our hotel. Maybe that's it. No, I remember my parents and Jason's parents saying goodnight and going to bed, but we were all staying up a bit longer. I remember being shocked and Mrs. Willow was keeping up with us. Where did we go next? I think Miss Willow was going to show us something Elvis-related. It's all a blur after that. My head is still pounding. I grip my forehead, willing it to stop when I freeze. Cold metal hits my skin. I pull my hand back and crack my eyes wide open. It's a ring, on my ring finger, on my left hand. What the hell happened last night? Then I feel someone shift in bed next to me. I about jump out of my skin. I look over to see Anna Mae next to me. She looks so calm and peaceful sleeping. I could stare at her all day. My brain keeps pulling me back, saying we have to figure this out before she wakes up because she will demand answers. A quick peek under the sheets confirms she's naked too. I can't tear my eyes away. She has her back to me and her smooth skin is begging to be touched. Her long brown hair spread out on her pillow, and the curve of her back and the round globes of her rear end have me getting very excited, which would not be a great way for her to wake up and find me. I put the sheet down and run my eyes over her, and I don't think I've ever seen a more beautiful sight. I've never seen a woman first thing in the morning with their defenses down other than my sister and my mom, so I soak up this moment. Then I see the ring on her left hand, the one that matches mine. There's no way we went and got married in Vegas, right? But it makes sense. The rings and us naked in bed. I don't even remember my wedding night. Hell, even worse, I lost my virginity, and I don't even remember it. I start looking around the room, clothes everywhere, and on the nightstand next to Anna Mae is a marriage certificate from the Elvis Wedding Chapel. This has Mrs. Willow written all over it. I wonder if she planned this, I know she's been on my side for months trying to get Anna May to move on from her ex, but even this is a bit crazy. I collapse back on the bed and dig the heels of my palms into my eyes. This can't be happening. As Anna May starts to stir, my whole body stiffens as I wait for her to realize I'm here. I turn my head to look at her and watch this beautiful woman wake up. She turns on her back, groaning. I'm guessing her head hurts as much as mine does. As she turns, the sheet falls below her chest. I know I should turn away, but her perfect profile are on full display, and I can't convince myself to turn my head. Even as I feel myself getting excited again, my eyes rake over them. She groans again. It breaks the spell, and I look toward the ceiling and close my eyes, deciding to make myself known. You should drink some water, I say. She screams and jumps out of bed, taking the sheet with her and leaving me on full display. I don't move because I want her to get her bearings. Royce, she asks in a shriek that a rock band in my head doesn't like very much. Then she realizes what she did. While she is fully covered with a sheet, I am not. She freezes, and her eyes rake down my body in all its glory. The longer she looks, the more excited I get, and I don't try to stop it. I know the moment her eyes see me, because her whole body flushes, the most beautiful pink. And that was enough to snap her out of it. Why are you in my room? She asks. I chuckle and sit up with my back to the headboard. Sweet Anna, you're in my room. I nod to where my bags are on the chair. She looks around, and then her eyes land on the marriage certificate, and she walks slowly toward it, like it might jump up and bite her. No, she says, and sits on the edge of the bed with the paper in her hands. Her hands shake, and all I want to do is reach out and hold her. But I don't think she would take kindly to that. Seems so, I say as I take her pillow and cover my lap, more for her sake than mine. We're married? She whispers. Well, I'm not sure I remember any more about last night than you. I remember mine and Jason's parents going to bed. She finishes the memory. And my grandma says something about Elvis. Yep, then the whole lot of nothing. I woke up just minutes before you and put the pieces together. She looks over her shoulder at me. Did we? Her face flushes a nice shade of pink. I don't know, sweetheart. I want to say I hope so, but not because it would suck not to remember my first time. Our first time? She tries to correct me. While I never flat out admitted to Anna May I'm a virgin, well, at least until last night, I did dance around the subject hoping she'd catch on. That, too, would be my first time. I look her in the eyes, willing her to understand. The moment clicks, understanding crosses her face. I stand up and pull on my boxers that were thankfully on the floor by the bed. Then I walk over and kneel in front of her. Her eyes follow me and something in my chest clicks into place. She's my wife. She's mine. I place a hand on her cheek and she leans into me. I know I had my first kiss last night at our wedding, but this morning I want one I will remember. I lean in slowly so she knows what's happening, and then she bends toward me. Relief washes over me. My lips touch hers, and it's nothing like I always thought my first kiss would be. Her lips are warm and soft against mine with just a hint of that strawberry chapstick she's always wearing. My body warms all over like this kiss is filling my soul full of her. I pull back much sooner than I want to, but I don't want to push her too far too fast either. I pull back just enough to be able to look into her eyes and see the scared look is gone. I soak in this moment and pray it can last forever. And then our phones go off at the same time. I reach for mine on the nightstand and see it's the group's text from Megan. Megan, Good morning. Everyone to the buffet. We have 2 sets of newlyweds to celebrate. No, 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 Anna May says and starts pacing the room. They all know. I can't be married. We can get this annulled. We can fix this. She is saying this more to herself as she clutches the sheet tighter to her chest. Something about how she is so dead set on not being married makes me snap. You know, at some point you're going to have to understand I'm not your ex. I don't know what else I have to do to prove it. You keep pushing me away, and yet here I am. I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not him, and it's not fair you keep treating me like him. And I'm not agreeing to an annulment, wife. I don't give her a chance to respond. I head into the bathroom and walk straight into the shower. The cold water hits me like a punishment for what happened last night, or for my harsh words to Anna May just now. As the water warms, I try to remember more of last night, but nothing comes to me. I make a mental note to check my phone to see if by chance there's some photos or texts from last night. Then I think of Anna May. There's no way I'm giving up on this marriage. This is what I've been working for a year now. We're married, and I need to convince her to give it a real chance. Maybe if she can just give me a year, and we can truly work on our marriage, I know I can prove her how great we can be together. She just needs to open up to me and stop pushing me away. I love this woman with all my heart, and the distance she keeps between us is killing me. Waking up today and finding out she is my wife is like something clicked into place. I'm not walking away from this, and I won't let her either. I wash up and dry off, and when I come out of the bathroom with a towel around my waist, she's gone, as are her clothes. My guess is she went to her room down the hall to get a shower and get dressed for breakfast. I get dressed and ready to head out. Checking my phone, there's not a single thing from last night. I send up a prayer of thanks that Megan is pregnant, so I know she wasn't drinking. As I'm sure most of the guys weren't either, because they would want to make sure their wives were okay. Maybe someone can fill in the blanks for me at breakfast. Chapter 2. Anna May. I close the door to my room and collapse against it. What have I done? Grandma always says, what you do when you're drunk is what you want to do, but stop yourself from doing while sober. I don't think she could have hit the nail more on the head if she tried. How many nights have I stayed up and dreamed of the life Royce and I could have? How many times did I stay up trying to remind myself of why I can't have that life again? I can't become vulnerable like that again. To give someone that kind of trust and open myself up to that kind of pain again, I just can't do it. It almost killed me last time, and it took every last bit of willpower I had left to scrape up the pieces and move on. It took everything out of me to get back on my own 2 feet. I never thought Liam was the kind of man who would cheat on me with his secretary, get the girl pregnant, and leave me. There is a voice in the back of my head reminding me Royce isn't like that. He's sweet and kind, and has been there for me the last year, asking nothing in return. Liam wouldn't have lasted a month. I headed into the shower and let the warm water soothe away my worries. Of course, there were warning signs with Liam. He didn't talk to his family in the 6 years we were together. I never met his parents, or anyone outside his Dallas circle. My family didn't like him, but they tried for me. His temper was short with everyone but me. Compared to Royce, well, his family is some of the nicest people I know. Megan talks about them all the time, and my grandma adores Royce. I've never once seen Royce lose control of his temper, even in a situation I know Liam would. I can't believe I drank so much last night. The hot water loosens up all of my tense muscles. What the heck happened last night? The image of Royce naked on the bed this morning flashes in my head, and I can't deny he has an amazing body. Mix that with his just woken up look and his light brown curly hair a mess, and my subconscious mind would definitely take for a ride. These thoughts are only turning me on, and I don't have time to deal with that because we are expected downstairs. I quickly wash my hair and the rest of me before getting out and getting dressed. I go for more comfortable today because I know we are hitting some casinos and taking in the Strip, if the plans haven't changed. I gather my stuff and nearly jump out of my skin as I walk into the hallway and find Royce leaning against my door. I give him my best what the fuck look as I close the door behind me. If you think I'm going to let my wife walk around Vegas alone, where anything can happen to her, you best think again, he says as we walk toward the elevator. Great, I say under my breath. He pushes the button to head downstairs and then turns back to me. You may not like it, but you're my wife, and that means something to me. I'll make sure you're okay and protected. I won't let you fend for yourself, and I'll take care of you, even if you fight me on it. His lip tilts up just a bit in the corner, like the idea of me fighting him on is amusing. We get in the elevator, and it's just us in the confined space, and he doesn't give me my space either. He stands so close to me I can feel his body heat. We don't say a word. On the way down to the lobby, the moment the elevator door opens, it's a whirlwind of activity with the sounds from the casino and the smell of the buffet all filling the air. Royce takes my hand and guides me to where we are meeting his family. They are toward the back of the restaurant, so they have plenty of time to take us in as we make our way to where they are taking up 5 tables in the back. Of course, we are the last ones there, so the last seats are right next to each other. Royce, the very gentleman, pulls out my chair and pushes me in. Then he takes his seat next to me. I don't miss him scooting his chair closer to me. Neither does my grandma, who winks at me. I don't smile at her because I'm pretty sure she has something to do with my mysterious wedding. Royce leans into my ear. Just go along with them today and make this a good day for Maggie and Nick, please. This should be about them, and we'll talk tonight. He's right, after all. We are here to celebrate Maggie and Nick. The fact he doesn't want to take away from them shows the love he has for his family, and proves once again how different he is from Liam. To the newlyweds, Sage cheers, and everyone looks our way and raises their glasses. I feel the heat creep up my face, but Royce is right there to step in. Thank you, guys. At some point, someone will have to share photos or recap the night to us. He laughs. Now, you said 2 newlyweds. Sage waves her hand. Oh, Maggie and Nick are as good as married. Now go get something to eat. We head to the massive buffet that claims to have over 200 items on the buffet. Royce is right by my side the whole way. He helps carry my plates and is patient as I walk to each station to see what is there. I like how you take a little bit of everything you want to try. It's cute. He smiles at me. My heart skips a beat. Liam would be so frustrated. He'd already been sitting down and eating his meal. All this is new. That has to be it. He can't be like this all the time, right? He's acting like the morning never happened, like I didn't freak out and basically ask to end our marriage before it even started. I know he said we'd talk about it later, but it's on my mind now and will be all day. We head back to the table and he makes sure I'm all situated and have everything I need. He takes note of how I take my coffee and which items I liked and didn't like. There's something more in his eyes, a gleam in those dark brown eyes. I can't seem to place it, but it's almost like he's happy to do all these things, happy to take care of me. Could he really be? After breakfast, we spent the day casino hopping. This was my grandma's idea, and everyone jumped on board. We were all on our 4th casino of the day, and this one had a circus theme. Half the group is gambling here and there, and the other half is taking in the sights and shops at each place. My grandma is playing the tables, like it's a sport. Royce is by my side the whole time. He carries my bags, gets me drinks, and he's taken dozens of photos. He's tried his hand at a few slots when I insisted. I've also watched him check up on his sisters. And his mom, too, even though they have guys of their own to watch out for them. I love that he still cares enough to make sure they're okay. Right before dinner, my grandma walks up and shoots Royce away. He falls in step behind us, I'm guessing so he can keep an eye on me. "That husband of yours hasn't left your side all day," Grandma says with a twinkle in her eye. "Probably scared I'll run away, and he won't see me again," I say sarcastically. "Oh, pish, that boy's head over heels for you and everyone. But you can see it. I'm happy for you two. I just ask you give it a real chance. Don't dismiss it because of how it happened." "Grandma, I started to think you had something to do with this." "Who, me?" she says with a sparkle in her eye, and then starts power walking to catch up with Royce's parents. After dinner, we leave to catch a night showing of the Belflago water fountain show. It lights up with all different colors. Royce stands behind me with his hands slightly on my hips. Makes me smile. It's simple and easy. My body also wastes no time in telling me how much it likes his hands on me. As he rubs slow circles over my shirt, it turns to me on more and more. I am thankful when the show ends and I can take a step away. Thanks to him, this is an amazing day. It's nice to have someone else on your team. It's the little things like holding your purse when you go to the restroom, or getting you a drink so you don't lose a good slot machine. I don't even realize I'm leaning back against him until he wraps his arms around my waist and places his head next to mine. "This is my favorite part of the day," he whispers. I turn my head to whisper back. "Darn, I thought it would have been waking up in bed naked with me," I joke. His eyes heat over and he pulls me back into him more, so I can feel his excitement against me. "Of course, I love that, but you're pulling away from me then. Now you're leaning into me. That makes this so much better." A pang of guilt hits me. Did he really admit to me he was a virgin? Or maybe still? He had talked a little bit about it, but I thought he was just inexperienced. Maybe lost it at prom, and had only been with one girl, but a virgin. And why does the thought of him being with no one but me turn me on so much? "Will you think about something for me?" he asks, pulling me from my thoughts. "What is it?" I ask. "Will you consider moving your stuff into my room? We are married, and it will be expected of." "I will," comes out of my mouth before I can think twice. He looks as shocked as I feel, but the dread I wait to wash over me never comes. We walk back to our hotel with the group and say our goodnights. My grandma comes over and hugs me tight and whispers in my ear, "Remember what I said. You give this a chance. It's still a marriage in the eyes of God, even if you were married by Elvis." She smirks at me. "Grandma," I gasp. I knew it. "You can prove it," she hollers over her shoulder as she heads to catch the elevator. Royce walks up beside me and watches her go before looking back at me. "Let's go get your stuff so we can talk a bit." Once at the room, he helps me pack my stuff and carry it back to his room. Once there, he sets my stuff down and takes my hand and leads me to the couch. He doesn't let go of my hand even once we are seated. I just bought a place right outside of town. It's not a huge place, only about 50 acres, but the house has 4 bedrooms. I want to make this work, and for you to give this marriage a real chance. I don't want an answer from you now. I want you to think about it. You can have your own space at the house. I don't expect you to jump into bed with me. Even tonight, you take the bed, I'll take the couch. I can do this without opening up and making myself vulnerable again. He deserves a chance, even if I can't give him all of me. I promise to think about it and give you an answer before we leave Vegas." His smile is binding as he pulls me in for a hug that's more comforting than it should be. I have 3 more days to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay, everybody, that's it. You can find this book on Amazon, and enjoy.